Hello everyone and welcome to Of Gods and Dragons, an original D&D campaign run by the Jonin Monkey. Jonin, take it away, my friend.
Okie doke. Welcome back to Of Gods and Dragons, the story of the continent Tabasson and the adventurers that may change its fate. Last time, our heroes met each other after joining a merchant caravan heading to the town of Lespirit, some of them reuniting for the first time in over a year. Maldrath, the Death Cleric, is on this journey on a mission from his god, Kenanvor. Jean the Paladin joins the caravan on a mission of charity to negotiate supplies and funds for the country of Barovia. Keldrin the Druid is working with her smithing mentor to work on her marketing skills. Grick the Rogue is on a mission from Arcadia, observing John's merchant companion, the Dragonborn Azan. Lazar the Wizard is seeking answers and getting a decent paycheck and spying on people. After a day of travel that ended with one crazy cart chase from a gang of Orcs and Goblins, the caravan was taking the time to rest up when they were suddenly approached by an old man who asked them for help before suddenly collapsing in front of them. And some time has passed since then. The old man here is still passed out, but he's currently being attended to by Class, a noble woman who's been traveling for a while, and Jamay, who eccentric deaf priest, who has also been tended to applying basic medicine. And he goes, "Well, it seems that he just appears to have run out of energy. All he needs is a little bit of rest, and he should wake up soon. I mean, death will not claim him this night, I don't think."
Not dead then?
That was pretty much what I was saying, yes.
Okay.
As you walk away, it was an odd look, and then looks back towards you, Jean. You say he just stumbled onto this caravan. From which direction?
Jean will say, roughly from the north. That's about all we know of him now.
He sighs and goes, "Yes, I'm hoping it's not a sign of anything we may happen across on the border. That would not be good."
Any wounds?
Go ahead and make me a medicine check. There need to be some bruises, but nothing major. It seems to be like Jamay said, it mostly just seems to be exhaustion. You can see like some signs of cold sweat now on his brow. It seems like he'd been through a lot of activity, possibly running from something, but that's about the most you can gather.
I'll comment to his arm. Do you suppose this has anything to do with our friends in the canyon?
As rubs his temples sighs and goes, "I really wish I could say it's just a coincidence, but it would make sense. I suppose they would have to be based somewhere."
Indeed. And I find where there are bandits such as those, often there are prime targets to go with them. I suppose we'll find out when he wakes.
Well, do we have anything to rouse him? Lazar is actually visibly distracted and skittish. Maybe some kind of herbal remedy, perhaps.
There is a pause and rummages around amongst their friends and goes, "I do have these herbs that old merchant gave me. I think they're mostly, I suppose it can't hurt to try." She looks around and goes, "Does anyone have a small cup or something I can quickly boil this in?"
Yes. Tell me, do you have any more herbs of various kinds? I've got real bad dreams. I need to calm down. Maybe this isn't the best talk for right now. Maybe come see me later.
Can I insight check?
You can insight that, and I was also going to say make me a deception check.
He is also visibly quite nervous as well.
Okay. Jean, you think that he's hiding something? You're not 100% sure that inside roll. Meanwhile, Class in the turn just sort of goes, No, I'm afraid I don't have anything that could be used for recreational purposes or anything like that.
Oh, nobody said that. Nobody said that. Nobody said that out loud. No.
Of course they didn't. She continues grind on the herbs and goes, "No, these ones are apparently just meant to. Supposedly they can wake anyone in a deep sleep. At least that's what they say anyway. Honestly, I was happy to chat to the merchant, and he was desperate to sell anything. So
Yep. I suppose there's more merchants around here. Maybe someone could check them out for anything useful.
Can we maybe wake up the old man instead of talking about the herbs? Because he seemed a bit distressed. I mean, maybe that's just
at that point, it was a as the old man slowly rises up and goes, where am I? Where?
I'll take a step forward, to captain this operation, and say, "You're among friends, if nothing else. We are a caravan that set forth from Barovia. Are you all right, old fellow?"
I suppose I might be. Well, my manners. My name is my name is Sol.
And I am Jean, Commander Jean Duvalier, Ultra of the Silver Dragon. Is he just flat out on the ground now?
He slowly managed to get himself up into a seating position.
Okay, I'll help ease him into that, and I'll say, "My companions directly behind me are Maldrath and Keldrin. Here also are Grick and Nazar," I say, indicating each one with a nod, and I'll add, "If I may, do you remember what brought you here? You came here in quite a hurry."
He looks at me and goes, yeah, yes. I was, me and some other fellows, we were trying to head to the Spirit to get there early, and then, he slowly begins to wipe his brow now as he starts to remember and goes, Orcs, there was like a whole tribe of them. They were marching through the forest for some reason, and they came upon us, and it was awful. They slaughtered the rest, and they seem to. He only like takes a shaking finger, pointing back up towards like a northwesterly direction, saying, they can't there. You say you're a commander, right? You're fighters, right?
We've been known to handle such problems in such ways. It was in the direction you came, then.
Yes, and he actually sort of like leans a hand forward and just sort of to try and like grab hold of your arm, and then goes, please, they come. I mean, they're relentless. They'll just keep charging further and further down. If they get to any of the villages, they'll tear it apart. You have to.
I'll reach out with my untaken hand and just kind of clap it gently on his shoulder and say, "We'll do something about it. In the meantime, you need to rest. Leave everything else to us."
He slowly starts to calm and he goes, yes, I'll do that. I'll do. Please stay. And he leans back and just starts to fall into sleep once more.
Before he does pass out completely, I'd just like to ask him if he's wounded at all.
He looks at you and goes, oh, I'm fine. I'm fine. Just tired. Just really tired.
Then rest here. You'll be safe.
Thank you.
I'll look to Maldrath and say, "Well, like the old days, I see."
Never a dull minute.
Hi, can I please, on the sly, because I'm paranoid, make a quick insight check on this conversation? Slightly weird that this old man is the sole survivor of an orc attack.
Yeah, I second that. I don't see how he managed to get it.
But possibly, it's quite possible that the others just stopped the orcs for long enough that he could run. But I'm still checking.
All right, both of you make insight checks.
Whilst that's going on, Lazar's going to move over to Azar and subtly ask him, but not so subtly, do we get paid more for this?
With Grick, the suspicion does cross your mind, but he does seem to be telling the truth. His body does seem to be remarkably unharmed, say for the few bruises you mentioned earlier, but he does seem to be genuinely distressed. He does seem to be very truthful with the information. With the little extra you have, Keldrin, you think he is being truthful. You get the slight hint that he might not be telling you everything. Like there's one other bit he's hiding, but he is genuinely telling the truth, and he is genuinely worried about these orcs coming down.
Cool. All right. Oh, okay. We should probably go. Right. I mean, there's probably more to like, cause everything. I don't know. I don't know. I get a weird feeling from him. It's like we should go and deal with orcs, right? Right?
I'll nod and say, if nothing else, we've become aware firsthand that they are a problem.
Meanwhile, in response to the Tsar, as Arn goes,
But you know, I was hired to guard the caravan. You know, now we're hunting down, actively hunting down orcs. You know, just.
He chuckles and goes, "Well,
we haven't recruited you yet."
I think goes, "Well, given the 100 gold a day price range, I would say that it would be best to get my money's worth. So I'd say this is a good chance to clear out any potential threats. So I'd say that you're hired to guard me specifically. So if I go with you, then you'll have no choice but to come with me, assuming you want your paycheck."
Yes, I was rather worried this would happen. May I be paid for this point? I may need supplies.
He chuckles and goes, "You remember our arrangements? 100 gold per day for the travel. We haven't finished the travel yet."
Well, very well. You've got a trustworthy face.
At this point, I'm just going to lean over to Jean and just sort of quietly mention, it's like, seems like it's not this guy's first rodeo.
I'll nod and say, neither one of them. Quite like watching brick walls fight over the mortar.
At this point, Marcus suddenly steps over and goes, "Oh, you're planning to take on orcs? Splendid. Mind if I come with you? This night was going to be boring anyway, a bit more action."
Oh no. I suspect a good deal of the caravan will be coming with us. Regardless, having helping hands is never a bad thing. However, might I trouble you to not barrel straight in this time? I look over him and add, "My lord."
At this point, Maldras just going to throw his hood up just to disguise the amount of eye rolling he's doing.
Well, no need of the formalities, but I'm sure I can show a modicum of restraint. But seriously, aren't you overthinking it? We did come out on top, did we not? And no one was injured, were they?
That was a raiding party. They'll defend their central locations more tenaciously. With caution comes greater success, and better stories, if that is what concerns you.
He thinks. Amanda goes, I suppose a bit of strategy couldn't hurt, although admittedly you don't see many stories go, "The heroes bravely and heroically snuck around," but sure, I'll take a lead, I'll check your lead.
I mean, that really depends on the type of story that you're reading, I think, but, never mind.
I just want to heard something squeaking. Maybe there's some wildlife. Anyway.
Wow, he is going to die.
Maldrat's just going to turn around, look him dead in the eyes, and just say, "Consider this. A decisive strike is worth 100 frenzied blows. Ponder that."
He gives a moment and goes, yes, nice. Nicely word phrase. Thank you, Mr. Priest. Oh, Kellenvor, is that who you follow?
Indeed.
Ah, good man, good man. My dad also fought, although my dad was also a big cannonball guy. Ha, I'm sure we'll get along just fine. And he does that really obnoxious thing of just sort of clapping his hand on your shoulder, whether or not you asked for it, and go, "We'll get along just fine, you and me, I think."
I'm sure we will. I'm
Oh,
sure we
God.
will.
And as if this moment couldn't get any better for you, Maldraff, at this point, Jamay also pops up and goes, "Brother Maldraff, will you require my assistance? I admit I failed you last time, but I assure you that as another member of the cloth, I can and show these orcs what happens when you try and take life too soon."
I think for now we'll just scout the area. Your efforts will be better spent looking after this old man. If he knows anything else, it could be of great value to us.
Make me a persuasion check. He looks like he wants to say something, but very well. If that's what the Herald wishes of me, I shall do my best. I shall look after this old man with my life.
I thank you for your service.
Fear not, Maldraff will be well protected by myself as well, because they said I had to go.
We're in kind of a forested, closed-off area without much open space. I'd just like to move over to Pietro and just say, it looks like my companions and I are about to be in the thick of it again. Given the location, I doubt if there would be a chance for me to bring my horse, so look after them well.
These one, I think, goes, "Oh yeah, they're sure. I need to worry about that. I think they'd both need a rest anyway after all that running."
Indeed. And Pietro, hand on shoulder, earnest nod of appreciation, I say, speaking of the battle, you acquitted yourself well. You've learned a lot.
Thank you. I appreciate you teaching me how to use the sword, and I'm just glad all instincts didn't kick in. Otherwise, I'd have to explain, the Raven thing to everyone.
I make a knowing. There's a knowing look on my face, kind of a downward glance, and say, "I know that too well." Either way.
Yeah.
Before he could say anything of it, because we've been over this, I say, either way, you did well. And now, I leave it to you.
Alrighty then. Good luck. Good luck.
And so I've made it this far. And
Yes,
back to
yes.
the group.
Before you guys set off, Azam is giving Amber and Ruby instructions to gut up the camp, and more importantly, their supplies. Class also steps up to you and goes, "If you don't mind, I would like to come along as well. I know how it looks, but I assure you I can fight, and I want to ensure everyone's safety as well."
All helping hands are welcome ones. We're grateful for your aid.
Thank you very much. Alrighty then. I guess it's the brave soldiers, as the old song goes.
Before we do set off, do we have sending stones just in case the camp is attacked in our absence?
Maldrath had one connected to Leo. That's the only one that I know of for sure.
Who's staying behind?
Okay, yeah.
I have sending.
Pietro stayed behind. Ruby and Amber, the tieflings you've already met, they're staying behind. And the other person you know is Jamay, the gnome preacher.
Yes, so Lazar takes a note of the people he has familiarity with, had a sending scroll previously, and has since, in the time past, learnt that spell, so they can use that. The range is unlimited, as long as they're familiar with someone.
Okay, so any preparations anyone wants to make before, or you guys start going through the forest?
Yes.
I mean, you had a fair point. The main question is that if the orcs attack the camp while we're away, we're leaving with all the best fighters. So, is there a way for the camp to reach us? I think is more the question than us reaching camp.
I know that this guy here is a cleric just by his fandom of Maldrath, and I know one of one of the two tieflings is a cleric, so they have sending.
So yes, after briefly discussing with them, Jamay very eagerly agrees to send a message, while Ruben just goes, makes sense. Just don't take too long, all right?
In and out. The best way around it.
So MVL does not have enough wire to make the cup and wire thing work to the length we require. Lazar takes a note of how many vendors there are there because he is out on what he would traditionally use before arrest. Sort of going day to day by it.
All right, you know what? Go ahead and make me a perception check.
Yes, okay. Alright, not super perceptive. He's also not a tremendously good judge of character anyway. He's an intelligent man,
honestly,
but not a wise man by any means.
Book smart, not street smart.
Yes.
You look around. Damn, it's all too dark. I can't see anything. Also, curses. That much it looks like he might have some hurts, but he also looks like he might turn me in at the first chance he gets. Basically, at this point, it's either too dark to see anything or everyone's out to get you. That's your mentality.
To be fair, that mentality does increase the longer he goes without, so that's fine. He looks visibly a bit nervous, but that could just be battle. So we have just gone through conflict. So Zar looks around for a bit as if he doesn't know where he's going, and then he's reluctantly good to go. It's a coping mechanism.
Okay, as you guys begin to walk through the forest, whoever wants to can make me either a perception check or a survival check.
I'll go with perception.
Okay.
Yeah, if Odin takes perception, I'll take survival.
Okay. Eldrin, you're able to guide the party following the old man's footprints, and then as you kind of sort of going back the way he came, you managed to follow firmly straight on, saving time, and you notice that some other tracks, some much larger footprints, start merging with the footprints. With that check, I'll say it looks like they were following and then decided to turn back for whatever reason, maybe some stumbling about. As you continue to follow the footprints back, you also notice that they start up going in a single line and start kind of spreading out a bit. And Grick, with that perception check, I'll say that you start like looking through the trees, keeping an ear out, and occasionally popping your head above the tree lines. You can see very clearly that the woods, it kind of peters out into a clearing towards the far northern part of it, and there's also a part of the way. It looks like it used to be part of the main road, but there is like essentially a cart track that seems to have seen some activity to it. And I'll also say that you can see a fire in the short distance as well, so you are able to judge the distance accurately, and just as you're about to reach the main road, you're able to tell everyone to stop and maneuver around. And following the directions to your companions, you are able to find yourself in a sheltered bit of woodland. You see, you're hiding in the tree lines, and it's here that you start actually seeing. You can see that over in this direction is the actual main camp, but directly in front of you, you see a small army of Orcs and Goblins just sort of casually chilling and chatting amongst themselves. Essentially, just mostly bantering amongst themselves, although anyone who does know Goblin or Orcish can make me a perception check.
Pretty certain I speak Goblin.
It's kind of babbled mixed in amongst some of the Orcish, but you can hear the Goblins chatting amongst themselves, and they're going, "Oh, shit, we're screwed. I mean, come on, we've got those like big armored guys from the big armored guys that way pushing us down. You know, when we try and rob people that way, it turns out they have super merchants on their side, and they do. This is not looking good at all. But should we flee? Should we flee? Should we flee?"
The goblins seem worried. I don't know what that's about.
Works to our advantage, at least.
Uncle goes, "Yes, they have a right to be worried. As soon as we get in there, biff, nice bosh, everyone is good. Oh, they're all going to be flattened into paste. Trust me, it's going to be fun."
Well, hold on. What way do we want to handle this? Because we could go in blazing and that would be fine. If you want to do that, you're the boss. However, we could also maybe send Grim, I think his name was, who speaks their language, and he could maybe dissuade them.
As he goes, that's not a bad idea. Alternatively, he looks we might be able to sneak past them and get into the main camp, although I guess it depends on whether or not orc tribes follow the old kings fall and everyone flee mentality other people do.
I'll say, if it's possible, we can talk our way in or reason our way around this. I would prefer not taking the risk. If nothing else, goblins tend towards saving their own skin, and orcs are prideful creatures. If all else fails, perhaps we could issue some sort of honor challenge to their leader, to the tune of defeating them and having the rest leave our people and the villagers alone. Just a thought, though. It requires some silver tongue work.
They will come back eventually, though.
Or they'll just go to somebody who's, weaker. So unless you can convince them to like settle down and become farmers or something, I don't know.
I'll sigh and say, I wish that could be the case. I take no joy in the idea of a massacre. As I say, diplomacy is a thought. I don't expect it to work.
Can I just quickly either ask someone who's good at survival, or can I just check which way the wind is blowing and how strong it is if it's blowing at all?
Anyone who is proficient in survival can make me a survival check.
Thing I'm good at. 21.
You feel that the wind is sort of blowing in a northwest direction, but it's not as strong as it could be, as the tree lines provided a lot of cover.
Depending on what our plans here, I have a nice little spell that could really thin their numbers out. Should we
Okay.
go down that route, of course.
I'll say, actually, having said what I just did, if the goblins are uncertain, we could try our hand at scaring them off and making it so that we only have one threat to face. I say, looking at Maldrath indicatively, because he is the most terrifying being in Barovia.
Either way, I don't think the goblins are the biggest threat here. They could be quite easily dissuaded, I feel. It's the orcs that are going to be the challenge.
So what do we do? Do we sneak around and try and find the boss?
I think it's going to be on if Rick wants to, because I'm the only one that can really do it. I could make myself look like a goblin, but I couldn't speak the language.
I mean, I can literally just do a flyover.
I think a good recon would be well worth it. If the camp's mostly empty because they're all out here, then that would definitely make the decision easier.
I mean, I can do that. That shouldn't be a problem.
Plus, if you can spot the big guy, the boss.
All right. I'll do that then.
In that case, make me a stealth check, I'll say with an advantage, because even if they do spot a bird, it won't immediately catch their suspicion.
I will.
A bird in the forest.
I'll turn into a sparrow.
Okay.
Tweet.
A sparrow.
All right, let's go.
Ooh.
Just make one perception check as the bird. Alright. You flap and begin to fly. You see in the encampment space, you see that the main actual camp area where everyone's standing about, there only seems to be about, you think roughly about 6 orcs, maybe, and 1 or 2 goblins. One of it looks away and suddenly goes, and it's just gonna chuck something your way.
Fuck.
Okay, so 16 probably would hit then.
Probably yes. I fall out of the sky,
Okay, so
and then in mid-flight, I turn into a sparrow again.
you plop out of the guy, at which point there's some loud other goblin yells, which Greg, you'll be able to translate as "Hey Faz, Sparrow became fat all of a sudden. Should make a nice additional meal." And at which point you manage to turn back into the sparrow to prevent falling damage. I'll just put you around here. Unfortunately, that means the goblins and the orcs are all roughly looking in your direction now.
I'm very small. I hide in a tree.
Can I look in the direction to see that shit's going down?
I think I think you would have seen Keldrin fly over, get shot, and then the goblins yell loudly. So, Keldrin, you can make me that stealth check, and then afterwards, whatever your plans are, we're rolling into initiative now. So, decide what you're doing quickly. Okay, and so after all that rolling, Greg, who was super alert to the danger, being able to understand Goblin and all, goes right to the top with an at 20. Then it's followed by Lazar, everyone else, Keldrin, Maldraff, and Jean. And so, with that, Greg, you realize it's go time. They're at least aware that something's going on. So, whatever plan you're going to do, now's the time.
Just before I set off, I'm going to go check on Keldrin, and I'm going to make a stealth check with a bonus action.
All right, go for it. You disappear. Like, it's literally... Like, it's literally, you see that, everyone turns to look at you, and you're gone.
I'm
Okay.
going to sneak my way up to behind this rock. Then I'll use my action to use the dash action to move a bit further. I'll get to those rocks there.
You are completely hidden. Also, Keldrin, at this point, are you still a sparrow, or have you turned back now?
If you allowed me to, like, while I was falling, turn back into one, then I would have done that.
That will prevent the falling damage, but it does consequently mean that you do start your turn as a sparrow. So, that's all Greg's action. So, Lazard, you are up.
Alright, where's it gone again? Okay, fine, he came back last time. He came back. It'll be fine, it'll be fine. Well, that's a lot of bodies, but I've seen a lot of bodies, so what's a little more bodies? Okay, I've been waiting to try this. He brings out a vial with a luminous, almost flame-like light inside of it. Shakes it. Come on! So 90 foot from me, I'm going to summon my elemental spirit. Guess I'm going to put it...
Okay, so right...
I'm going to put it right there. And I have a backstory for the elemental spirit as well, which will have no bearing on the game whatsoever, because Lazar cannot understand them. They understand Lazar's commands, but Lazar can't hear anything and probably wouldn't listen anyway.
The rest of you, you're watching the Orcs and Goblins trying to figure out what's going on. Then suddenly you see like a blaze of light suddenly catch up on the far side, and the Goblins turn around to see a fire that seems to take the image of a woman's. It's just as this flaming elemental spirit appears in front of them.
Yes, she really doesn't like fighting, but she's good at it, and it's her job. What she really likes doing, and is quite renowned for around these parts, is juggling. She can juggle like 10 burning cinders at once. It's amazing. You know, but whenever she gets comfortable, some nerd summons her and makes her punch and kick stuff. Of course, naturally she understands commands but can't speak common herself, and the summoner's kind of a jerk and has never talked to her or even knows her name. But again, lots of bosses are like that, so work is work, you know. You gotta do what you gotta do. Additionally, she has a steamy relationship with a water elemental spirit.
Hey.
What the hell is
Oh my word.
Oh god.
Her folks don't approve of it, but they have difficulty connecting. You know what I mean?
Oh my word.
Now, we don't
Man,
have to unpack all of that.
Okay. I just got the pun. Steamy relationship.
There you go. That has no bearing in the game whatsoever, but what does is I'm going to cast it level 6, which will up the stats, so she should get 3 attacks now. So I'm going to make her punch and kick stuff. So she will go immediately after me, I think. She'll just go slam the nearest goblin.
Go for it.
That's a 28.
Yeah, that hits.
So
That hits. Go ahead and roll your damage.
plus 6 to the damage as well, because it's a spell level. So that's 15.
Okay, hey, you watch as this flame spirit, in a very just sort of half-hearted, not interested manner, just goes. One of the goblins is caught and is instantly burned to a crisp. The other one manages to duck them back just in time because, thankfully, the second strike had a lot less effort put into
There's
it.
a third strike because I cast it level 6, and that's a natural 1. So there you go. That's it.
As they dodge, they just sort of cross their arms and just sort of sulk there.
But the good news is now they'll attack that instead of us, hopefully. And that's me.
That is also fair. So with that, we've already used the Flame Spirit's turn, so it goes round to them. At which point, all of this is going on, and as you're all making plans, suddenly you hear Mark as well. All right, fighting time! And just charges straight up going, come on me! Come on me!
Well, rip my plan, I guess.
And that's his entire action to run. So that's him. Decides and goes, leave him to me, and also dashes to try and get near him as well, but in a slightly more discreet way. Azam knows, I'm just going to hide back. Good luck, good luck, good luck. Meanwhile, this goblin is going to now charge and try to attack the Flame Spirits.
Yes.
Let's see,
The
12
armor
AC.
class will be 17. It's 11 plus the level of the spell.
Okay, well, it misses as he quite easily dodges that. These two orcs are then going to move up as they are really distracted by the shiny thing.
HP is also currently 70. So it's 50 plus 10 for every spell slot above 4, and I cast it 6.
Good to know, good to know. This guy is going to swing a Great Axe.
Aha, they both
And
miss.
miss. And this one is also going to throw its Great Axe.
That hits, yeah.
18. I
Yeah,
believe
that's
that
it.
just hits. So it takes 5 slashing damage, taking a slight nick from this orc over here. And these guys all start taking shots at Marcus and miraculously fail utterly. Like, they're just continuously shooting into the woods, and he's just yelling, is that all you've got? Meanwhile...
He's so stupid, he bends space-time around him.
Meanwhile, these two are just sort of stumbling around in the thickets trying to find this sparrow, but completely missing the mark. In fact, one of them seems to walk right up to you, Grick, and doesn't even seem to notice you're there. And lastly, this goblin is going to try. And still doesn't quite find you. They just go, shadow, yeah, I think I see something. What these? And anyone see? Yeah, these goblins are now trying to find the sparrow, but not having much success. Meanwhile, this taller goblin on his giant board is going, and is slowly positioning his ball as if he wants to charge, but is waiting for his moment. With that, Keldrin, you are up. Still a sparrow.
Okay. Okay, panic sparrow noises. All right. I totally fucked up. I had a mission and I did not do it. So, what I will do now, I am going to back up 10 feet, like about here, as I flutter around panically, and then decide, okay, I've got this. Poof, back into Keldrin, and I'm going to use my staff and cast Cone of Cold.
Oh no!
Oh, they're so screwed.
I'm going to overkill some bitches. I'm very sorry. Okay, cool. Then instead of going back 10 feet, could I have gone like up and over a little bit? Because I had space. So technically, I should be able to dump it like here.
It's a very good spell.
8d8. Let's go.
Okay, that's enough to definitely kill the goblins outright. So, as you suddenly pop back into the sparrow, and this one goblin tank, where is it? And you blast into air, like across a bow, and you see all of these goblins. Their last experience was trying to shoot the most obvious target in the world and failing before they are frozen in place and die instantly.
Keldrin, please say you said chill out as you did it.
There's nothing remotely cool about her. Instead, she is going to panic as she realizes that there's a goblin 10 feet away from her that she did not actually catch in the cone.
What killed the goblin soars? The Ice Age!
Let's see. And wait a second. The orcs. Okay, these orcs are also dead. These guys did not have enough HP, and so it just leaves this guy to make a dex, and this giant boar, which doesn't have much dex.
DC is 16.
Okay, so I'm gonna say the boar.
Would want to kill the animal. He done nothing wrong.
Indeed, and I'm gonna say the the boar basically kind of bucks and throws this guy up in the air as he flies out, going, wait, but and he gets frozen as well. The board, it's damaged, but still okay. It's suffering a lot of frostbite, but it just goes. So that ends your turn. Although there's a lot of goblins dead. Although at the same time, the one in front of you now definitely knows you're there, and it just looks at you and goes, Sparrow.
No.
How about spare no?
And with that, we go to Maldraff. You are up.
Okay, so my plan just doesn't need to happen anymore. So I guess that's good in some ways. we can put that back in the back pocket for later. I'll move myself up here. Just as a bit of a distraction, I will shoot that goblin.
Fair enough. 15, that is a hit. It's just on its AC, so go ahead and roll your damage. So, it's like a 7 in this gun. Sparrow. As the arrow lands into its neck, not killing it, but putting it in quite a lot of pain.
You could divide strike that and just end its whole career.
Yeah, go ahead and roll the D8. The arrow slams into its neck. It then suddenly has like a brief moment where its entire life of cruelty and thievery flashes before its eyes before a burst of radiant energy bursts out of the arrow and just kills it dead. Jean, you are up.
Jean knows Keldrin is always in a state of doing her best. He always supports her. But sometimes he forgets that occasionally she can be really lethal. And right now he's getting a very nice reminder of that, and it's also played into his plan perfectly. With an athletics, can I get to the top of this rock here?
I will say yes. So go ahead and make that roll.
20.
Okay, with that high enough roll, I can say that takes up all your movement, and you'll still have your action.
Okay, I'm going to look out over the battlefield, sword drawn, and just call out, "We are the silver stakes of Barovia, fire and ice. If you do not wish to suffer the same fate as those who came before you, bring us to your leader, and perhaps consider a change of profession. If not, well, take your chances."
Go ahead and make me a persuasion check.
Natural 1!
There is a long pause as they look at you and then go. They say something in Goblin, which, Greg, you understand as, what did he say? I don't really know. I think it was something about a hire?
Was that my action to persuade?
Unfortunately, yes.
That's fine. I'll just stay here and hope Marcus doesn't get turned into hamburger.
Greg, it's now your accident. You are still in hiding, and this orc still has no idea you're there.
Can I move through these rocks to get behind the orc?
I'll say yes. Looking at the map, they're not very big rocks, and you're a smaller guy anyway, so you're able to quickly scoot around.
I'm going to go shake hands with this guy's kidneys.
That's the best thing I've heard. I imagine that would be a surprise attack.
But would he have an advantage?
Well, if you want to be technical, he was stealthed, so therefore he is not seen if they did not use a perception check to find him.
That is true. Okay, you get one more roll at this. Alright, that's a definite hit, and you slap the blade straight into his back, and start to slowly carve out his kidneys, and kill him instantly. Instantly kill him. He did not stand a chance.
Talk about hamburger meat.
The knife tear open a hole right at Kit in the height, and yep, you can just. There's a nice opening for anyone who wants to shake hands with his kid. Unlike the others, this guy had no idea what killed him.
Bonus action to sneak, and then I'm going to move into the rocks opposite.
Okie doke then. So go ahead and make a stealth roll. No one knows you're there. In fact, as far as you know, Keldrin, the orc suddenly just fell over and died. There's no apparent reason why.
Kind of explodes into blood. It just happens, apparently.
acute kidney failure.
With that, Lazar, you are up with the flame spirit coming after.
Okay, I'm gonna move 30 feet and then I'm just gonna shoot a firebolt to the enemy. I've got spell sniper, so cover's not a thing against my attacks. I'm just gonna
All right, good to
shoot
know.
an old firebolt at him. The orc fighting, that's gotta be a hit on a 27.
Okay. Yeah, that's a definite hit.
That is gonna be 18 points of fire damage.
And that bud, it's alive. You take careful aim, ignoring the shakes, fire straight ahead, and just instantly firebolt onto the face. And the last one it does goes.
Ooh, that's ooh. We'll punch and kick them now, please. And yes, 3 slam attacks coming in. Go for the goblin first. I imagine that would be
That's a definite
easier
hit.
to take out. That is 15 points.
And it is in that kind of like Hulk the Avenger style where it just sort of lazily goes and kills it.
Alright.
I'm just imagining there's nothing left. There's a sweeping kick attack, and there's nothing left but a pair of smoldering, ruined boots.
And that is a hit on the orc.
Okay.
Starting to feel bad for these
That's
guys.
only 11 points.
11
Yeah.
points. This orc is still
Okay,
alive.
One
Barely.
more slam attack because I did it at level 6. That's only a 12 to hit though, so imagine a miss.
It makes another slam and then just kind of goes. Just like X like places.
Alright, that's me.
Okay, and with that, it comes round to them as this orc that is only burning alive. It is going to first attack this flaming creature. Going to swing with a great axe
That is a miss.
and miss. And meanwhile, this goblin is going to charge up and try and attack like Marcus.
Good luck. Oh my god.
And it makes a attack going. "Ah!" And he makes a slashing attack across Marcus' chest. You see, he stumbles backwards in surprise, and you can see slow traces of blood down him. And he just looks at him and goes, "You. Do you know how much this medallion cost? You nearly did it, you filthy little bugger!" And swings his
Whoa!
he swings his maul at it and just turns it into paste. Just
Holy crap.
and the ball, having no further stakes in this, is just going to flee. It is going to flee. And with that, I think this needs classes to move as far as he can so as he can get within threatening range of the orc of the next turn. But with that, Keldrin, you are up.
Still kind of stunned because I haven't used this staff for like a whole year and I forgot how fucking powerful it is.
The staff talks to you. "Oh yes, very good. That was a very nice code record. I'd give it a 9 out of 10. Could still use a bit more precision. I mean, you missed the one that was very close to you, but overall, good job. It was very nice, very nice."
Thank you, Mr. Wizard, sir. Okay, and she's going to go here. Yeah, let's go here. That's the one dude who's still alive. I'm just gonna do a poof, little ball of fire, and just throw it at the guy. 12, I missed.
That is an unfortunate miss. You
No.
chuck it towards him.
I chuck it, and it's still,
Yeah,
it's kind of a weird, it's like, there's like a bit of cold edge to it, because I just use a lot of cold, and I was like, meh, and it kind of fizzles out on the way.
Okay. It kind of fizzles out, and on top of that, the breeze kind of pushes it back a little, so the orc just watches it goes.
Whoops. And that's my turn.
Alrighty, with that, Maldraff, you are up.
Move myself to there, and I shall see if I can chill touch him.
Okay. Yep, that's a definite hit. You climb down together, make a little the cannonball, and this orc that watches the flying down slowly glares at Keldrin. The rest of you see a small spectral hand touch it on the back of its neck. And this orc goes, and
my
collapses to the ground. With that, the combat slowly dies down. Marcus is slowly like dropping the blood of his shirt, going, bloody hell, well, if it wasn't paste, I'm congratulated on being a worthy opponent.
I'm going to clamber down the side of this hill, come up, muttering out of earshot something about, forgot what my peers were like in Arcadia. And as I come up upon this scene of icy carnage, I'm going to say, just politely, apropos of nothing, Marcus, Lord Marcus, when this is done, might we talk in private?
Sure, I'll be more than happy to swap battle stories, but well, I think we're getting ahead of ourselves, aren't we? After all, he points towards the campfire in the distance. There's still the bosses over there, you know. Are you all ready to kick ass? Not about the goblin friend's gone, but the rest of us can still fight.
I'm very sorry. I totally fucked up that scouting thing.
Does anyone need healing? Because our friend is right, we do need to get to that camp before they scarp her.
I will say that spell was very impressive. I've only just gained that amount of power myself. You are a powerful wizard, Cauldron. Cauldron.
Hey.
Oh, God.
Thank you. That's very thanks. That's nice of you.
And you, I've still got an hour of you. What are you, juggling? Get back to work. He said.
The flame spirit lets off like an angry bit of smoke and like a laboured sigh.
Hearing Keldrin's words, I come up, give her an appreciating nod, and say, did you happen to see how badly I failed my attempt at diplomacy? It happens, Keldrin. You did well.
It's busy being a sparrow, I think. They're more fun to be than I thought.
As it also gives you a third pat on the shoulder. You're a very impressive druid, young one. But he looks up. I guess we do have to prepare for the next battle. And
Lazar quickly checks a couple of goblins for money.
Well, one of them is just a smoldering pair of legs.
True.
Sadly, their pockets are frozen closed.
go ahead and make me I'll say investigation for this one.
Okay.
A creature killed by the spell becomes a frozen statue until it thaws. So I don't know if there's pockets now.
Ooh.
In which case, he'll make his
Okay.
elemental search for money.
With that investigation check, and the flame spirit just kind of sort of going right onto the other, just sort of half-heartedly patting it. Just sort of going around like shrugging and just half-heartedly patting it. You do find approximately 1 gold.
Lazar looks around as if has anyone noticed this and puts it in his pocket.
As you all slowly survey the battlefield, Marcus Arthur goes, well, I suppose this is your operation, so I'll leave it up to you. We can either do things the fun way or do the sneaky, but whatever we do, we have to act now. And that's where we're going to take a quick break.
Alright, don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
And welcome back. So, you're now in the woods, and you have about roughly a minute to decide whether or not you are going to charge straight into the orc camp, or whether you're going to take the time to go stealthy and try to get the surprise on them.
I mean, we've been pretty loud in this battle, probably. It was short, but...
I mean, they're aware that you're all there. It's a question of whether you want to introduce yourselves or try to sneak up on them again.
I think
Makes sense.
short of blowing a battle horn, there's not much else we can do noise-wise.
Yeah. I think the time for stealth
Yeah.
is over, I feel.
Strike while the iron's hot, plus I still have mage armor active, and summon.
Especially nowadays, I find it hard to be stealthy even if I try. Still, perhaps our friend here, I say, nodding at Grick, can get the jump on them as he has done already.
You nod vaguely in the direction where Grick might have been, but you don't
I thought-
actually know where he is.
I thought we were all bunched here, so if I don't know he's there...
I mean,
He's around for sure.
I imagine at this point I would
Yeah,
just
he-
do it myself.
You know what? I knew he would
Okay,
leave
fair,
us.
fair.
I knew he was no good. Maybe he was one of them all along. Oh, hey, Greedy. How you doing?
What?
Yeah, just evil stare.
I can just imagine like
so-
Jean doing this whole like speech, and there's like, I'm over here. It's like, oh.
Okay, so are you going to scout out ahead, Grick, or are you going to go charge ahead with the others?
Yeah, I'll just attempt to do the old Homer Simpson walk backwards into the tree.
All right, go ahead and make me the stealth check.
That's stealth check. He's got to roll a 1 to not disappear.
He disappears once again, and the last thing Lazar sees before he completely disappears is two red eyes in the darkness staring out before him.
Well, I don't sleep well as it is. But, okay, so I guess we wait for him to come back?
At the moment, Grick's the only one who's going to be able to see this. As you pop up, you see ahead of you there's a fire that's slowly dying down, and you can see two goblins are keeping a watch out with the search tower, although with that high stealth roll, they can't see you. They're mostly staring out, and you can see that there's one tall goblin here who's trying to talk with an orc that is definitely a lot more muscular than the others and has more armor, who you think might be the big boss, and he's trying to say something to him in orc, but it's something. It seems to be a bit garbled. In fact, make me an insight check as they're speaking in orcish, and unless you speak in orc, you get the sense that they are trying to using garbled orcish, like to try and seems to be to try and convince that this is a bad idea. Going, and the orc just like sort of laughs back. Come on, Chinuka. And this guy starts to walk towards what appears to be a strange cage-like construction at the back, and slowly starts to pull all the cloth off, revealing a giant cage with... It's an orc that appears to have been warped considerably. It has dark purplish skin, small barbs growing out of its body, and it's like, as soon as like the covering has been ripped off it starts going. It's looking very aggressive, and it looks like as this orc starts to walk towards it, they're about to release it. What do you do? Do you go and inform the others?
Yeah, I'm going to head back and inform the others.
Okay. You quickly inform them that the orcs are planning to release something. Unsurprisingly, Marcus is going, oh, this sounds like it might be a good one. I think it will. It will. And starts flexing his muscles. Class tells the rest of you, he goes, is charging forward our only plan? Nothing else at all?
I mean, I'm going to be hidden.
We can take precautions, but But for the most part, it seems we've come down to open combat.
I can send my cohort in, and they can punch and kick that. We'll just get them from ranged. I'm pretty sure they don't mind. I mean, it's their job.
It is an option. Would it be safer for us, at least?
I mean, they will just go back to where they came from, and I can summon them back again. I'm pretty sure they're fine with it.
If nothing else, it would be good for effect. I would quite like to have a chat with their leader.
So should we announce ourselves then and attempt a diplomatic solution? Because that will go out the window if we do immediately attack. I have noticed this prior. The diplomacy is much harder when you start hacking people down.
No, by chat, I mean I would like to make a statement.
Ah, I did not read between the lines.
While this conversation is going on, what's the thing doing?
At the moment, Dave, well, he's stood out, and he's just kind of thrashing around going, while this one Orc is sort of desperately trying to sort of pull it back, and the much larger going, ha ha ha, and he's just sort of looking around the tree line to see any kind of signs of the hostile threat.
Does it seem feral to me? Does it seem like, or does it seem like it's being held kind of like a pet, like an attack animal would be, or does it seem like it has more initiative?
Go ahead and make an insight check.
I'm just going to offer up a prayer to Kelenvor and just be like, my lord, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but I'm sure relatively shortly a soul will probably be joining you, and I can only apologize. I apologize that I couldn't keep him alive, and I apologize that he's gonna be a handful to deal with.
Okay. With that, you look at this creature. It seems like it's a bit feral. You get the sense that looking at its body, whatever happened to it was not natural, and it's now. It seems like it's just like living on pure feral impulse at this point. It doesn't really have much idea of where it is. It just seems to be raging and sniffing and looking for something to fight. And at the moment, it seems like it probably would have just gone wild on these guys, which is probably why the goblin was very nervous about releasing it. With that, time's almost up. If there is any action that you want to take, you would have to take it now. Otherwise, we will go straight to initiative.
Can I use my mage hand, make it invisible, and slowly move it over to the monster and just slap it?
Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, well, first off, make me a stealth check with advantage for the hand. Roll 2d20s and add the proficiency bonus to the higher one, we'll say. Okay, that's no worry at all. You're able to get the hand into position, and you start to tap it, and this guy is going to make a strength roll against this poor guy. He breaks free as the taps of this and goes, and this guy is thrown to the side, and he starts wildly raging, going, just wildly sweating, just grabbing out a nearby blade from the intent, just going, the Orcs are looking a little bit concerned, apart from this guy, who just steps up and there's a roar, and then yells out in broken common, "Cowards! Fight! No!" Roll for initiative, folks. Alrighty, so after all those rolls, Lazar is right at the top with 93. We then have his Flame Spirit, then Grick, then Maldraff, then Jan, then Keldrin, and finally all of them bringing up the rear.
Okay, I'm just going to say, get the underlings. I'm going to talk to their leader. There is an implied threat in this.
Thank you for clearing that up.
Okay. With that, Lazar, you are up.
Yeah, is Odin higher than me? He got 27, right?
Oh no, you're right.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
I got confused there. So Grick, you are
Click
up.
on 27.
I'm gonna hide as a bonus action and then just move off for this moment.
It will be another stealth roll. Alright, you are gone once again.
There's no cover off to the sides here, is there?
No, at this point the clearing just kind of sort of splays out from the side.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stay here for the moment.
We then go to Lazar.
In no way I'm beating the initiative of Odin's character. So
Fair.
for myself, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and fireball. Yes, fireball that. I like that.
Okay, so dex saves for everyone.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love how Jean's like, go for the underlings, leave the lead to me. Okay, fireball the lead.
Technically, I also hit the underlings.
Well, yes, technically.
The creature makes it save. The taller goblin doesn't. The orc does not make it, and finally their chief. 15. So yeah, the creature's the only one that makes it. Everyone else takes full damage as you flick what seems to be a small spark in the area, and it just goes. Only the creature has the natural instincts to block itself, so that would be 18 damage, and the rest all take the full.
Because we round down, right?
Yeah, and the rest, the minions are all evaporated instantly. Meanwhile, the chief, as they come out, they are smoking, and not in a good way. They just look at, they are only smoking, and they go. And
hot enough for you. Now you go out in front of me, so they hit you instead of me. I'm gonna stay here.
Pretend it was you.
And I send the fire spirit out there, of course.
So this really grumpy looking flame spirit is just standing there watching the carnage, just wondering where it went wrong in life. And with that, it comes round to Maldrath.
I suppose I'll just walk right in. No guts, no
Maldrath
glory.
does the badass slow walk with his black cape billowing behind him.
How bad is that big, twisted orc looking?
They're actually looking. This guy's still looking pretty strong. He was able to avoid the worst of the blast. This guy, he's been burnt, but he's still strong. This one's definitely looks the more injured of the two, I'll say.
I suppose I'll go for the big fella. Okay, so bonus action. Let's spiritual weapon him.
Okay,
hits. It does not. Fantastic. Right on point for that.
Okay, so you raise your hand and summon the spiritual scythe, which swings down, and it tries to take a shot, but the creature just goes, just backhands it away.
And there's Maldrath and his rolls. He's back.
Well, it's a spiritual weapon roll. Let's be honest. I mean, to be fair, it's on point with my rolls too. And then I will longbow it.
Go for it. And that just hits. You're able to strike it in the middle of the chest as it was batting away your spiritual weapon.
Give it a bonus.
The arrow slides in you. The necrotic damage makes a sickly mark across his chest, but it seems to be no more than a light scratch to it. And it looks at you with fury in its eyes, going.
Mostly according to plan. But that'll be me.
Alrighty, Jean, you are up.
Okay. I have a plan to at least neutralize one threat as far as the rest of you go. I'm going to move up here and say to the orc, you lead this band then.
I lead, you die.
That was what I was hoping you would say. Come then. Come and test your blade against a real commander. And I cast Compel Duel. Wisdom. Something orcs are notoriously good at, I hope. I hope that's sarcastic.
Famous last words.
18.
Having said that,
Shitting. You know something? I'm just gonna stop saying I'm good at things.
Welcome to the club.
Quite possible that he still takes your word and you don't need to do the magic thing on top of that, but who knows?
He makes like a slight smirk, but whether he does, we'll have to wait and see. Any other actions you want to take? Your bonus actions,
No.
rather, or
No,
Okay.
I'm so bad at my job. I don't know why
Okay.
years made me worse at this.
I blame the dice.
Keldrin,
Virtual
you're
dice
up.
awaited.
Hello, I'm going to make people's jobs a little easier. I'm going to cast Fairy Fire on this motherfucker right here.
Okay, so he has to make a saving throw. and-
Dexterity save DC 16. I do not believe I can catch anyone else within. Nope, he's out of range. He's out of range. Yeah, it's just him.
Okay.
Haha!
Now
That's
that's a
a
better post roll.
So Keldrin takes out this necklace from under her shirt, and there's like a one of these opals that we stole from Strahd, and she just kind of focuses, and like an opalescent shimmer coalesces around this orc dude as my fairy fire with the new flavor. So there you go. Everybody has advantage on attack rolls against him.
You cast this burst of opalescent and flame, and it kind of bursts around the creature, who just kind of doesn't even try to resist it. It just sort of stands there, looking angry and scowly as it's slowly filled with color and glitter. And with that, it goes to them. And this guy is going to use half of his movement to get up after being thrown to the side and move up here. This guy is going to charge towards the flame spirit.
This poor elemental retail worker.
It is going to use its bonus action to make sure it can move up there. And these orcs are going to take swings at the flame spirit. And I think, yeah, both flat out miss. Like, one of them actually swings and gets their axe stuck in the dirt.
Is the axe half on fire now?
No, it misses. This just having the embarrassing thing. And if any of you understood Orcish, you'd probably hear one go, do you need help? Or, I've got this! I've got this! Meanwhile, the Orc chief is going to charge straight up to Onsiu, and so
I
goes,
wasted a
no
spell
words!
slot.
No words, only death! And swings a weapon. It
Alright.
is going to make 2 attacks of its own great axe. First one is a miss, second one hits.
Yeah, it does.
And let's see, it is going to. And then channels the fury of its deity into that. So you take. Yeah, you take 19 points of slashing damage as you manage to avoid the first one, but his great axe glows and he slams straight into your chest. And then seems to go, Grievous Hakuru! Which I'm
Alright.
sure would be very inspiring if any of you understood Orcish. It's then this guy's turn, and he's going to charge towards the creature that actually hit him, which is Maldrath. And he is going to first swing his greatsword he picked up. 20. And he will make his second attack. As he first swings at you with the broadsword, and then goes in to try and bite you, which I think just misses.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is use a luck point on that great sword attack.
Oh, I see.
That'll do.
You weaponized
It's now 5.
And with his natural ability to roll
Okay.
low, it's a really good power.
Finally, everything's coming up,
Oh.
Maldrath.
So he swings, and then by
Divine
there's like,
favor.
by some divine luck, there's like a brief moment where the wind like catches into his eyes, and he swings and misses. He then tries to bite you, but you then have the wherewithal to step back before he can actually sink his teeth into you. So he's missed. Meanwhile, Marcus, the do for the years, is going to charge straight up to this orc and goes, Tally ho! And
Oh, God.
attack to advantage.
What's John advantage? I'm okay with this.
He manages to hit with his maul, striking this guy across the back, who turns around with a glare. And Marcus is just going, ha ha ha! Now time to show you how a real man fights! Ha 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 ha! Meanwhile, Class is going to dash across here to try and help Aldref out, but she uses most of our movement to get with that. And in flanking range, and these goblins, from their vantage point, they're going to try and one shoots the flame spirits and misses. And this other goblin is going to try and shoot John. And also misses. It was a long way in fairness. Now that's everyone. Go back to the top of the round. Grick, you are up.
This is how a real goblin shoots.
Going along those lines, actually, I'm going to pull up my light crossbow and attempt to shoot the demon orc.
Okay, go for it.
And you get advantage, not that you.
Yeah, advantage and stealth, right?
Yeah, you do manage to get a hit, so that's 6 points of piercing damage, plus, I presume, the sneak, since you're still stealth. I didn't have no idea you were there.
And also he has advantage, so he should get stealth anyway.
Yeah, that is also true. So that is a mighty hit. You managed to, as it was biting down out of the mouth, you take the opportunity to shoot an arcing shot, and it lands right in a vein near the back of the neck, and then it goes, and you can see this horrendous blood. You can actually see the blood pouring down, and it does not look like regular blood. There's some black goo mixed with it. It's like bubbling in a weird way. Again, this is not a natural creature.
And then I'm just going to move a little and then attempt to hide again.
Okay, go for it. No problem whatsoever. You are gone. You are just gone. With that, we go to Lizard.
Hey, generic fire mage attack. I think I'm actually just gonna fireball again, because everyone's everyone's kind of bunched up still. So.
Oh god.
Yes, I am going to do that. Fear not.
You're gonna hit at one of our NPCs.
No, I'm not. It's fine. Fear not. You shall not be harmed. 1+ spell level. Spell level is 3 are protected from my attacks because I'm an evocation savant. I don't even need to protect the fire elemental because it's immune to fire damage because, made of fire, so I won't.
Okay.
For those that are in the effect, they feel themselves almost out of reality for a moment as they feel an arcane shield around them as the fire comes in. Boom!
Okay, so the orcs are gonna make dexterity checks.
I cast it 1 level higher as well.
Let's see, and
Level 4.
And alright, this guy's gonna make a dex save.
Oh.
Alright, they fail. And okay, so that's 34 points. One of them, the guy who had the axe in the ground, is just instantly vaporized. And this guy, he does this beautiful acrobatic dodge. It's very rare that you see an orc do like a triple somersault in the air. Unfortunately, the explosion still vaporizes him, so at least he got to die in a cool pose before being incinerated into ash. Meanwhile, curiously, you blast this guy, and you can tell that even with the shield that's managing to protect both Class and Maldrath, this guy, even though he didn't seem to try and dodge it anyway, the fire is not having as strong as effect as you were hoping it would.
That's my gimmick!
Okay, and so with that, I mean, it was still a pretty vicious bone wound, and it's still not looking in great shape, but it is still standing.
With that, moving
So,
through the flame, fire elemental is going to come in and has advantage on him, right?
yes, thanks to the fairy
So
fire.
she's going to do her job and slam him 3 times with advantage.
Okay, go for it.
So, well, that's very good because it would have got a natural 1. So I'm assuming
Yes, that hits.
that is 16 points.
Okay.
And then the next one is definitely a hit on the 28.
Yeah, that both hit.
And that is 12 points.
Okay,
And then finally,
and
27 I imagine hits.
also hits. Yeah, that hits.
That's going to be a total of 17 points.
Okay, so it is welling away on this thing, and if this was any other normal creature, it would be dead by now, but it's filled with a sort of righteous fury to get this job over and done with already. It just wants to go home. But, like, this guy is still strangely resilient, and even despite everything, it's still standing. Looking rough, haggard, and angry, but still standing.
Punch it!
And it is
Punch
then...
it harder!
It's then going to use its reaction and unbridled fury to attack the person that made the melee attack against it, so the Flame Spirit, with its greatsword and advantage.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
That is, I'm assuming
Yes,
that hits.
definitely.
Yeah, with its fury ready, it just grabs a blade and goes and just ends it flying. Thankfully, it's a Flame Spirit and it's able to right itself, but it is looking shocked, and this is the first time it's actually felt really threatened and frightened in this entire fight.
Better you than me!
Oh, God.
With that, Maldrath, you are up.
First things first, let's get this out of the way. I'm going to move my spiritual weapon so it can attempt to do its job.
Go for it.
Of course.
It's a miss. Like, it's a standing
It's a miss.
I think
What is it?
It's a higher roll, so
it's raging, and then as the spiritual weapon tries to do a surprise attack, the creature just goes fuck and just catches it mid-air or throws it away.
Okay, let's blood spear this guy then.
Okay.
We'll go with the first one.
Yes, go ahead and roll your damage as you thrust the spear into this guy.
So this is going to be my full whack. And then a d8. And then I'll be throwing a Cal Divinity in there, so that'll be 5 plus twice my level, so that'll be 15 extra damage on top of that.
Okay, so with that, how would you like to finish this?
I think we should just do it as unceremoniously as possible, where I just literally jam the spear right up through its under its jaw and then out the back of its head.
You focus all the energy of the blood spirit and thrust it straight through its head. And as it does so, you can see the magic of Kelvor's blessing and the magic of the spear just slowly start to drain life from it. And as it gurgles, a brief moment of peace seems to flood over its eyes before it collapses to the ground in a gory pile. And also because of that, you gain 2d6 extra hit points as well.
Oh well, it's better than nothing.
Yeah, you have a small bit of its life force in there. With that, Jean, you are up.
Okay. First, bonus action. I'm going to use my last second level spell slot to cast Branding Smite on Brother's Keeper. And I'm going to blow one of my last level 1 spell slots for a Paladin Smite.
Alrighty. 26, that hits. Go ahead and roll your damage.
18 plus 6, so 24 points of slashing damage and radiant combined.
Okay. Your blade glows with bright energy as you slam down and slice through his shoulder deep into his chest. And it's still all up after all that, and it's looking kind of mad like a bloody grin.
Okay, so I would like to follow up with another smite.
Oh, go for it.
You know, you can declare those after you know if you hit, right?
13 extra points.
Okay, you slash it into it again, and you slash it across the other side of the chest, and it stumbles back briefly. And go.
In the time since the last session, while we were waiting for the old man to wake up, did an hour pass?
I would say roughly yes.
Action surge, and no smites.
Oh god.
14 and 26.
That is. It would just be the second one that hits.
Okay, so that's A11.
Okay, either way, how would you like to finish this guy?
Okay. Having seen the demonic creature my initial plan was I might get a recruit out of the Orc War Leader with a show of mighty respect. But no, demonic creature dead just behind me. I'm going to, with one flourish, take him down to a knee, and then I will say, may you find sanctity in the next life. Decapitation.
You slash Bruno down to the knee. You slim the sentence, you swing the blade up, and he just has enough time to go. Before, he's nicely chopped off, and he's brought down. Everyone's looking a bit worried, and our other leader, the most powerful Orc warrior, falls to the ground with a momentous thud that can be heard about the clearing. The brief silence follows, then ruined by, "Oh man, that was a great shot! You sent his head flying!"
No sense of respect. I say nothing now. I just turn back to the remainder and say, the three of you, this is your chance. Leave or turn over a new leaf, or suffer the same fate.
With that, Keldrin, you are up.
Hi, I am going to prep. Ready in action. Yes, he is still within range. If he decides to fight, I will bring a tidal wave down on his head. And that's
Okay. With that, it comes around to them. This guy has the intelligence to just scramble down the tower and run into the woods, using his dash action to do that. This goblin is up in an R-ing, but decides to... He starts to line up to fire at Jot on in response.
Dex save, please. DC 16.
Okay. Just makes it. It doesn't matter, it's dead. So, it takes an arrow, and then it hears something coming up behind it, and it tries to leap off the tower. Unfortunately, that doesn't save it from the torrent of water that crashes behind him and sends him down off the tower to his doom. Meanwhile, this orc, in a show of bravado, just goes and tries to, and he's going to use his bonus action to charge towards you, Maldraff, through the fire and the flames, because it doesn't care, and is going to use a great axe. 7, it completely misses, and with that, Class is going to move up and is going to try and punch the guy.
In terms of life choices, attacking Maldrath was probably the poorest one he's ever made.
And she tries to get some attacks in, but this orc is managing to block them. So Marcus then comes up and goes, "Oh, no, my lady, this is how you do it!" And also, literally fails as the orc is, in a weird sense of bravado, is managing to stop his with on hand, and the Marcus going, what a joker. With that, Crick,
I'll go with the crossbow again.
Go for it.
Not without that.
You begin to pull back. You suddenly notice, string's looking a bit worn. Maybe I should actually take a moment to fix that before I fire this. And yeah, I'm going to say you spend the next turn just fixing up the crossbow before it does any damage. So, do you want to take any bonus actions or leave it at that?
No, that'll be it.
With that, we go to Lazar.
That a hit?
That is a hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
21.
It is simply put out of its misery as it makes one last act of defiance, like staring Marcus Brave in the eye, but then
and he falls into the fire and keeps it burning.
You know what? Yes, we'll do that. He's in the fire pit anyway.
I'm just going to put you there with the rest of the fire.
To keep us warm tonight.
He just collapses into the burning fire, and once again, Marcus just completely ruins him. I go, ha ha, charbroiled likes it. Well, that was fun. Let's head back and get some meat, shall we? Just starts walking off completely unaware.
I just shake my head, and as he does that, I glance at the poor noble woman who's pretty much become his babysitter, and say, "Could you at least make sure he doesn't die horribly? I would at least like to know what this thing is before we leave."
He sometimes goes, yes, I could do that. Although I get a sneaking suspicion he's harder to kill than most. And she quickly follows after.
Again, he's reality-defyingly stupid, but Jean does not say that out loud.
I'm just to turn to the fire elemental, bow his head, and say, "Thank you for your assistance, my lady of fire. Your attacks are devastating and terrifying in equal measure." And then he's going to quickly go and check those tents for, if there's prisoners.
Lord Maldraff, your praise is due to me.
Okay.
To me, it's my servant.
Yes, yeah, and you too. That was a hell of a fire, and I'm glad you did melt my face.
Why, thank you, my lord.
Okay. Alrighty. Jean, you make an investigation check to look at this thing. Maldraff, you can make an investigation check and also make me a persuasion roll.
That was supposed to be an advantage, but natural 20.
And a persuasion roll. The flame spirit reacts. You don't know whether it understood it or not, but she reacts very well to it. Like, you can actually see a smile from within those flames. And meanwhile, Jean, you have a look at this poor creature, and you look at it, and you start piecing bits together from your own background and some of the experiences you've had in Barovia, and it seems to be clear that this was once an orc, but someone put demonic blood into it in order to twist it and warp it to the shape it is now.
So, like Barovia twisted and warped then.
Yeah, kind of. It looks like it was somehow mangled, it was not unnatural. Like, someone actually put the blood into this orc, and this seems to be the result.
I'll say to the others with a grimace, I can't properly fathom who would do such a thing, but this creature was mangled and warped with demonic power. Barely even counts as an orc anymore.
Well, I didn't see a caster among them, so I'm assuming there's going to be more of these fellas around.
Such practices were illegal at Mage Point, but very interesting. We'll bump into more of them.
We can check the tents. Maybe we'll find something. Also, we need remnants of that old guy's, companions. Maybe they have prisoners, right? Right? That's possible.
Maldraff, your investigation check didn't turn up much. The tents just seem to be it's of random orc equipment and some of the stuff that they've nicked. Nothing too valuable, although it doesn't look like there are any people nearby in this camp. Anyone else can make an investigation check?
Yeah, I'm going to check the dead bodies.
Whilst you're making that check, Greg, Lazar, you look around. You get the sense that you look around and you can't see much, although with that high investigation roll, I will say you do find that one of the things they grabbed is a herb that it's not quite the same, but it might do as a fit. It might do for like a kick. It is better than nothing.
It sounds so terrible when you say it like that. But yes, I will take it. Well, it's no devil weed, but it'll do.
But also looking around, I will also say Greg is able to find the battle axe is effectively common, but you're able to find 20 gold amongst them, just so these smaller pickings they've sort of spread amongst themselves and just kept because they were shiny. But otherwise, it seems to be a small camp of meager possessions. And without investigation, with your experience, Greg, it seems like this was a tribe on the move. Like they were just being constantly packing and being constantly quickly throwing these tents and towers up, and then just sort of moving on to the next point. So it seems that the attack to the old man might not have been here, but it could have easily happened further up north because they just keep going about.
Interesting. There's not much else we can do here, and we have to get back to the others, so I would like to get a sample of the demon blood just for, like, future reference, because I want to know how that was done.
Well, Lazar has a kit for that, so he's got
Okay.
various test tubes. He can grab it.
I'll see with the two of you combined, you're able to get a sample of the blood into the test tube, and the blood kind of just sort of it's there whilst the black demonic part of it just sort of bubbles or gurgles and sort of occasionally like splats on the inside like it's still partially alive, but
Very,
it slowly dies
very
down.
curious.
God, I'm getting John Carpenter's The Thing 1983 flashbacks. I'm gonna drag this poor creature's remains into the fire so it gets at least something approximating a decent burial.
After Grick has searched, Lazar will turn to him. Did you find anything, Dro? Grick, I mean.
No. They got weapons.
Yeah. We should probably be off.
I've also filed that away for later use. But I say nothing of it right now.
And with that, you guys slowly head back to the merchant camp. And as you find your way back, you find that Marcus is already loudly and not very subtly telling the stories to everyone else going, as he sees you coming back out. Ah, yes, you're coming back just in time. So we were just getting to the good part. So Jean here was grappling with the big old guy, and he was looking like he was struggling a bit. But that's when I bravely charged in and smacked him from behind in order to do extra damage.
Oh my god! I would like to find a Zon with the sample, because he has more like practical book smarts than I do. Even after a year of becoming wiser, I know that. So I'm just gonna go to him.
You show the sample to him, and
oh my god!
He looks at the sample, and after quickly asking whether you found it, it goes, "Oh no! I heard some rumors. I really hoped they weren't true." He either goes, "So, do you want the good news or the really, really bad news?"
What a choice.
I'll shake my head and say, after the bad news we've encountered in Barovia, we might as well get that out of the way.
He sighs. There have been rumors of certain mages, both in Arcadia and Theodora, of experimenting with several monsters, enhancing them, mainly for the purposes of carnage over the border. So I had hoped that it was just all hearsay and that no one would actually be stupid enough to do it, but given how close we are to the Arcadian border, I think someone thought it would be fun to just let it loose and see what happens. Eden Simon goes, the good news is even the empires would have trouble spinning this into a good thing, so I hear that they're rare, and even then they aren't successful in their experiments, but all rumors, I'm afraid. I don't know much more than that. Hell, at least nothing I can officially confirm, but either way, honestly, I don't know what's more disturbing. The fact that someone is doing these experiments, or the implication that someone may be releasing them into the wild with a purpose.
Just straight to the point. Not letting this news slow down my processing of how to deal with it. Well, then we will keep this blood on our person. In the event we happen across a perpetrator and need proof. Other than that, we go on to our destination. And after that point, we can look into it.
He nods. Indeed. It's only a day away now. soon we'll be at the festival grounds, and hopefully we can relax a little bit then. I doubt it, else whoever this is would be stupid enough to release it there. At least I hope.
How is the old man looking? Is he conscious?
He is looking up, and as you approach Mandrath, he goes, "Oh, is it true that are they all slain?"
The orcs have been dealt with, but there was no sign of any prisoners or remains of anything else. Was there anything you left out of your recollection earlier? And a lie by omission is still a lie. And lying to a holy man is a grave sin, so think carefully.
Make me a persuasion roll. He Isaac goes, I'm afraid I hardly ever. I was in the forest just exploring. He takes a deep sigh and goes, they tore the people apart and I abandoned them and fled. We were I'm a foolish old man that tried to save my own skin. There was nothing I could do. I'm just glad that monsters like that aren't the idiot anymore. Isaac looks up at it and goes, all I can say is people above would be very proud of you for what you did.
I just look at the old man and basically just say, I can heal flesh with very little issue. Healing the soul is something completely different. If I were you, I'd take some time and pray to whichever god you pray to. Perhaps then you can find some peace.
He hands his head, and I will do that. You are a good soul indeed. He slowly walks up over to one of the other cars and he goes, I'll see if I can I'll join you a bit of the way, and then I'll try and make my own way. I've been posed on you long enough. Thank you. That begins to hobble away to one of the other carts just so that he can rest up against and get some sleep.
Just before he wanders off too far, I'll just mention, if you need any further guidance, seek me out.
Thank you.
Now, speaking of holy guidance, I would like to collar a dumb nobleman. Basically just emerge from the hushed discussion with my party, regard him with a nod, and say, we're at peace now. May I speak with you in private, Lord Marcus?
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, that's right. I owe you an ale, don't I? Yeah, sure. The other walk off. He goes, so, how can I help you? Remind me, what ale is it you liked? Do you like it really strong or watered down? Or
I prefer coffee, thank you. I've had enough problems with ale for one lifetime.
Yes. I believe you said. So, what was it you wanted?
I appraise him. His obvious strength and skill in combat, but also his whole thing. And I say quietly, permission to speak with you honestly, warrior to warrior.
Oh, you want to try and give me some advice? Sure, go ahead.
Perhaps that, and an offer. My lord, you are strong and you are capable, but you have no respect, and you act a fool. You are good at what you do, a valuable ally in combat. But you must understand, the glory is worth nothing if you are dead and not around to see the fruits of it. Moreover, you must respect your comrades. Trust in them and their abilities. I tell you this as a man who has spent the last year doing such things, learning such things. I do not doubt your intentions, but I believe you must hone them and act more responsibly on them.
Go ahead and make me a persuasion roll.
Okay. May I enforce upon the deal by adding something? I don't know if it'll give me advantage, but it might appeal to his nature.
So give it a try.
I understand that you are of noble station. But should you take my advice to heart, in my capacity as the commander of the Silver Dragon, I can offer you a station of great cause.
Still a regular persuasion roll.
Okay, it was worth a try, and it's what John would say.
Fair enough.
26!
Nice.
He kind of looks at you for a moment, then he goes, "Oh, wow, you take me really seriously, don't you? Whew. Why not? Sounds like fun. Of course, it won't be for a while, yes. I am, as you mentioned, I am a lord and I have positions off my station. Maybe once we've sold things in less spirits, I'd be willing to take you up on it. But first, I've got some business to deal with some people there. But yeah, afterwards, we can put party away, and I want to hear what your order is about."
I nod and say, I assure you, we at least strive to act in a worthy manner. In the meantime, do not let me keep you, my lord.
No, I won't. He walks off and starts chugging. And even so, I do like your firm. You're a good strength and you're honest. Unless a man would have been punched in the face for calling me a fool.
It would not be my first time. Happy eating.
And so, the night continues as the remains of the fight die down. Everyone slowly gets back together and rest up, knowing that tomorrow the destination of less spirits is less than a day away. The festival will be in full swing, and others are looking forward to resolving the issues. Finally meeting with the mayor, finally getting the chance to actually try and sell the gem. You have, although you still feel foreboding, as you look around the camp and the words of Cannibal still echo in your mind. The key players of Destiny are all in this caravan, and I need you there in this town for that big moment.
Just quickly, just to add, just for my own personal amusement, pretty much, but just sort of try and shake the foreboding that Maldrath has, being as he is right next to Jean when he was having his chat with our friend. Just while Jean is by himself, or at least no one else within earshot, just say to him, if you can temper our friend's foolish nature, then you'll be far more patient than I. Maybe you'll be awarded with a sainthood of patience, perhaps.
I'll say, after the life I've led, I consider this my penance.
And that's where we get to the end tonight. And with that, we close out this session.